Darfur faces looming genocide as Rapid Support Forces siege El Fasher. With the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, besieging the city of El Fasher, grave concerns are escalating over the potential for another genocide in Darfur. The paramilitary group has relentlessly targeted the city for weeks, aiming to capture the last significant population center in Darfur that remains outside its control. Hundreds of thousands of desperate residents, who fled other cities seized by the RSF in the past year, have sought refuge in El Fasher. On Thursday, the Coordinating Committee for Refugees and Displaced People, responsible for overseeing camps in the region, reported that approximately 60% of the 100,000+ inhabitants of the Abu Shouk camp had fled. While intermittent clashes between the RSF and the Sudanese military have occurred near Abu Shouk in recent weeks, the violence has intensified alarmingly in the past few days. Conditions are deteriorating rapidly, fighting, killings, and mass displacement, stated an individual from Abu Shouk, who confirmed the RSF's incursion into the camp. Mini Manawi, leader of a faction of the Sudanese liberation movement allied with the army, shared a harrowing video on Thursday depicting homes engulfed in flames, alleging that it was the result of RSF bombardment. The RSF deliberately bombed and looted Abu Shouk camp upon entering, he wrote on Twitter, accusing the group of targeting the camp in retaliation for its inability to defeat the army and allied militias. The attack bears striking similarities to the tactics employed by the Janjaweed, the Arab ethnic militias from which the RSF emerged. The Janjaweed were responsible for perpetrating a genocide against non-Arab ethnic groups in Darfur during the 2000s. The activist group Darfur Victims Support shared a video received from Abu Shouk, capturing smoke billowing in the background. The narrator attributed it to the RSF entering the camp on Friday. Situated on the northern outskirts of El Fasher, Abu Shouk accommodated 100,000 people prior to the recent exodus. It is one of several long-established camps housing individuals displaced by the violence that ravaged Darfur in the 2000s. The camp has also absorbed arrivals from the ongoing conflict, which erupted in the capital Khartoum in April 2022, pitting the military and allied militias against the RSF and its allies. Satellite imagery analyzed by the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab, which monitors conflicts using open-source material, indicates the RSF's presence in several civilian areas and its attacks on El Fasher from multiple directions. The attacks on El Fasher are the culmination of months of escalating pressure by the RSF, which has effectively encircled the city. The Humanitarian Research Lab estimates that 30 communities have been targeted during this period, often accompanied by widespread arson, forcing residents to flee. The RSF has been implicated in numerous atrocities, including massacres of civilians, during and after its offensives against other cities in Darfur last year. Alice Wiramundaratu, the UN Special Advisor to the Secretary-General on the Prevention of Genocide, expressed grave concerns that a genocide could be occurring or has occurred. Jeremy Kanindic, president of the humanitarian organization Refugees International, cited accounts from refugees who fled to Chad after previous RSF attacks. They described the group's systematic house-to-house killing of fighting-age males. This has been the pattern in many cities across Darfur as they have fallen to the RSF. Its Janjaweed tactics again in 2023-24, carried out by the same forces that once were called the Janjaweed but now are called the RSF, he emphasized. The humanitarian situation in El Fasher is rapidly deteriorating. The UN reported on Thursday that the city's only functioning hospital had only 10 days of supplies remaining. Access has been severely disrupted, with over a dozen trucks carrying aid supplies unable to reach the city for more than a month. Adding to the grim circumstances, the humanitarian aid organization Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, began evacuating staff this week due to the deteriorating security situation, although it pledged to continue operations. While the precise number of casualties resulting from the fighting remains unclear, MSF reported treating 700 wounded individuals, including 85 fatalities, as of May 10. The challenges of accessing hospitals due to the ongoing violence likely mean that the actual toll is even higher.